Hey everybody, today is a video response partially for Victor asking about the drones from his J News series, which you should check out. All right, let's go. Victor's question was, should I buy a drone? Particularly in response to the situation that was happening up at the Prime Minister's office and the idiot that tried to land a drone there and crashed it. And anyway, go check out his video to find out more about that. Needless to say, I am not particularly happy. Particularly because I bought one of these. This is a DJI Inspire 1. It is a drone, it is a quadcopter, and it has a particularly nice camera on the front, and you can shoot from the air. It does not have a microphone because, as you'll see later on, it's a little bit noisy, but it is a very nice machine, well engineered, and it should be good to go today. So I haven't actually done the introduction on this. I have a second channel, Fly Japan, that I'm using video from this primarily. I'm still learning how to use it, and so there's a couple of dodgy moments here and there, but it's fun. Go check it out. You can subscribe, maybe click on the drone and you can subscribe. Alright, so this is one part of it. There are four propellers. Some turn counterclockwise and the others turn clockwise to give it balance so that it doesn't fall out of the sky. There's a battery that is removable, and not removable right now, but this battery provides, there are two types. One is a little bit bigger, but this one provides about 15 minutes of flight and video. And this camera on the front is a 4K camera, so the video images are pretty good. It is still somewhat limited because everything is controlled electronically as far as exposure and detail and settings. It can take 1080p at 60 frames a second. Generally though, I shoot 4K at 30 frames per second, and it looks pretty good. It is an infinite focus, so there's no zoom, there's nothing like that. But if you shoot in 4K and put it in a 1080p timeline, then you can use, basically it's like a digital zoom. So the frame is much bigger than the space for the video, so you can move the video around and it looks like you're zooming in. And you can zoom in quite a bit and still have good things. So when I fly this a little bit later, you'll see this has a visual system below it, so it can see the ground up to about 2 meters. So if GPS goes out, then you can still control it inside or without GPS. As this flies, these wings come up above so that when the camera gimbal turns around, you will not be able to see the landing gear. So it pulls it up out of the way, which is really nice. The whole thing is controlled with the remote control, and this remote control attaches to my iPhone or an Android phone, and you get a live video feed that goes right into the phone so you can see what the camera on the aircraft sees. It's pretty exciting, pretty awesome. And eventually there will be a program called Ground Station available for this, so you can set perimeters and you can tell it first go here, then go here, and the elevation at each, or the altitude at each point that you want it to go to, and it will automatically go around and fly that pattern for you. So in general, my recommendation is, if you're very interested in this stuff, absolutely you should do it. This one, unfortunately, is a little pricey. The single remote control version costs about Sanju Hachiman, or $3,800 if you take a 1-to-1, which it's not quite right now. And so that makes it a little pricier than out of range for a lot of people. DJI just put out a new product called the Phantom 3. They've been making Phantoms for a while, and that's actually the Phantom 1 or Phantom 2 is what caused the problem in Tokyo. The Phantom 3 Advanced is a 1080p camera. It's very similar to this, but it's what you think of when you think of a white drone right now. And it has a 1080p camera. It's a very nice piece of equipment. It can do a lot of the same things as this, but not everything that's the same. The next one up, oh, that one runs about Jugoman, including shipping in Japan. The more advanced one has a similar camera to this one. It's a 4K camera, runs at 30 frames per second. It's a pretty nice thing, and it only costs about 18 kyuman, so much cheaper than this. But this one actually can roll 2 controllers, so you can have one person flying and one person just controlling the camera. So for video shoots, this one has a lot of advantages. The price advantage for the Phantom 3, if you're just getting into it, is not a bad way to go. But if you're looking for something that you're going to be able to shoot semi-pro, commercial level stuff, the Inspire 1 is a really nice aircraft. I highly recommend it if you can bring yourself to get the money for it. It is expensive, and it's going to take me forever to pay this damn thing off. All right, so let's get this moving. All right, there's only me out here today, so it's a little bit of a pain. First, you have to turn on the controller, and it gives you a little beep. Turn on your iPhone and get the Pilot app up and running. So here we go, trust the computer. And then once this is on, that way there's a transmission signal for it. Turn on the drone itself. And it will make a little bit of noise and figure out where it's at and what it's doing. I'm going to check and make sure that the sensors are good and that the GPS signal is optimal. So a little pre-flight check to make sure that everything is okay. It does have GPS, and so it does need to calibrate the compass. So I'm going to calibrate the compass by doing a little calibrate the compass dance. Alright, light turned to green, and so I need to turn it nose down and take it around one more time. And so now the light is flashing green, so that means it's ready to go. I'm going to get it ready to take off. In the app, I'm going to hit the takeoff button. I'm going to slide it, and it'll lift itself off. A little bit of wind, and you can see it's starting to transform itself. And let's turn it around so you can see. And if you look at the camera is still facing the same direction that it began. Now the camera will turn around, and I can control the direction of the camera from the remote control. So I just turned the camera on. We can get a little inception going. And now it's going to go. So we're going to go up and forward off. Okay. Well, I'm at a different park now. I had to wrap up at the other one because of one of the downsides of owning a drone in Japan currently. Because of the idiot in Tokyo landing the drone on top of the Prime Minister's office, everybody's all freaked out currently. And to a certain degree I get it, but it's still very, very, very frustrating. They were concerned because there were a lot of people in the park, not where I was flying, but they still gave me a bunch of crap, and so I went and had to have an argument with the dude who was in charge of the area. And so that was not a lot of fun. And so if you live in a place where you can't easily get into an uncrowded, non-populated area, I would say from this point forward, probably drones are going to be a little bit difficult to fly. I did have the benefit of being able to say, look, there's nothing on your signs that says that I can't do this here. So the person who came to speak to me about it was very rude, and while I understand your concerns, I disagree. So, you know, it's like a lot of things in Japan, nothing's ever simple, right? But that said, if you are interested in getting a drone, it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying playing with it. I think that the climate for them over the next 3 or 4 months in particular is going to be a little bit of pain. So if you are thinking about doing it and are hesitant in any way, it's probably not a bad idea to continue to hesitate. Currently, there are no actual regulations, actual laws about flying drones. You can, in theory, fly them anywhere you want. However, you need to be prepared for people who are going to give you crap who really don't know anything about what drones are. So making sure that you're a safe pilot, safe operator for them is going to be really, really important. I was particularly cautious not to fly over people because if it falls out of the sky and hits somebody, I'm liable. And that's not a good thing. So that said, the Fly Japan channel will still be continuing on. I'm going to get out and I have a plan for avoiding large crowds of people. So I think that should be fine. I am sure I'm going to have several more fights with lots of people in the area for quite a while until all of this crap dies down. And I'm probably not going to make many friends at the places that I go fly. So that said, I'm going to try one of these cards here. I have a fan funding campaign possibly thing. I'd like to get a new battery for the drone so I can get a little bit more than just 10 or 15 minutes up in the air and flying. And if you would like to help out, you could use PayPal to donate, I believe, but it would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't want to, it's no big deal. I will get them eventually. At this point, there's no rush. But it will, the more battery I have, the longer I'll be able to fly and the more places I'll be able to go. So I'll be able to hit the coast. I'm going to get up to Shiga a little bit and take some views of the lake. I'm going to try to set something up to get up to Nagoya and maybe shoot the castle a little bit. But like I said, with people around, it's kind of a pain. So Golden Week is out. Yeah, so drones are fun and it's fun to fly, and it gives you a very different perspective on the lay of the land and the point of view that you can see some things from. So it's very exciting. It's a really interesting hobby, and I'm enjoying it so far. Although the next couple months I think are going to give me a headache. So we'll see how that goes. And with that, I think I'm going to shoot a couple minutes of the park here to add to the end, because I needed to de-stress a little bit because that dude pissed me the fork off. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.